Hi, beautiful beings of light. This is Yana, and welcome to my next video. We had that full moon a couple of days ago, right? So I just kind of want to build on those energies of soul's expression or soul purpose, of freedom, of course. So we'll do some chanting, violet flame invocation, and how important it is just to stay in your core, to stay in that sacred chamber of your heart, right? Where you can go to that altar, you can pray, meditate, just say how you feel, say your prayers or your wishes, your desires. I mean, that's how you build that strength, right? The momentum, you're raising the frequency vibration and feeling good about yourself, not worrying about what other people are saying or what they're doing, right? I mean, those are the frequency holders, who are the Ascension guides, right? We of course work with the morphogenetic field, the electromagnetic field. We work with the platonic solids. For me is the dodecahedron, the space, creating the sacred space where we go, right? And of course in our home, in the place where I'm staying right now. So, and even my work actually, it's about cleaning, maintenance, and kind of creating that sacred space, the invoking the violet flame, the transmutation, holding the high vibrations. So yeah, because we're multidimensional beings. We're energy. We're 99.9% energy, 0.1% matter. And how to work with all these energies, and especially, right, the Ascension energies. They're here because we are transitioning. We're going to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2, where everything's about soul connection, consciousness expansion, and living in peace, harmony, unity, balance, equality, Christos Sophia consciousness, right? People are saying Christos, Christ, Christala. This is how we were designed, with that crystalline heart and the plasma light body. Those were the divine angelic luminous beings, okay, with 12 strands of DNA. So that's where the word comes from, Christala, Christ, right? So it's like a title of those divine humans, that lineage. And Christ, right, Yeshua, he represented that. He was the D12, right? With his 12 strands of DNA being activated, whether it's coming from the Pleiades, okay. I mean, that is more confirmation that this is so highly advanced soul, and he came here to bring us into that next octave, started 2,000 years ago with the stellar activation, and that what is happening again. And anyway, so it kind of looked it was going to rain, but now the sun is coming through it, and it's supposed to be really hot, beautiful weather. And I can see lots of people on the beach now, teenagers or students going to the beach, right? And just very mellow energy today. I don't even know sometimes where I am, whether I'm bilocating. I mean, just shifting the platform, the timeline. I mean, we're holding the highest timeline for the Ascension, of course. And just kind of observing, being in that mode of observation, of witness, right? Being compassionate witness, and being in that energies of love and light and truth and transformation, resurrection, and feeling that inner power that comes through the embodiment of your soul, and through and having a deep connection to God, to source, to what is I am that I am. And it takes time. It does require some work and discipline. It's a practice. And Again, we are creating the new earth from the inside out, right? So changing the outside circumstances or changing people. I got so many times reprimanded or kind of backstab. I'm trying to, talk about my Ascension protocol and good diet and energy hygiene, and really stay away from like the processed food and the white sugar, which is bleached, or white flour, right? And there's an addiction. People have all kinds of addiction, and the negative ego comes up, and and then you pretty much know the whole story. Those who are going through Ascension symptoms, or who kind of been experiencing attacks, and just people really being whether not nice, right? Also, well, because people are so purging, that's what it is. Like, we are shedding that negativity. I have some neighbors, right, young generation, they're arguing, they're in a pain, they have all kinds of also physical pain and emotional issues, and it's just unbelievable how the mind control, really, I can see the effects of people being mind control, living the matrix, right? The work, the money, the insurance, and just kind of the 3D lifestyle that never fit my parameters. It never got into me. So even arguing with my DNA parents, right, those people there, it's just time to calm down, just time to be just being on my own, being independent, being sovereign. Well, that's my story, guys, right? So remember, I'm just sharing my stories with you. This information based on direct experiences, and then how you interpret what I'm sharing with you, right? Then it becomes your story. And remember, what triggers you, it's something that we need to address, to write things down. The journaling is very important. Chanting, that's what we'll do. Chanting, invoking the Vat flame, going to nature, being on the sun, or walking on the beach, or being close to mountains or to the trees. Just the sun is so important. So many people still think that the sun is dangerous for you. So this is not my platform. For me, actually, seeing the green, looking at the skies, right? That's how we heal. The Mother Nature remembers the sacred geometry, the original blueprint, right? That sacred code, the God code in our DNA. That's where we have to activate our DNA. And again, the Unity meditation with Sandra Walter, right? We've been doing it for now 6 years. So important, the Christ light, the crystalline DNA, Cristalla. We are going back to our original selves, so it's time. So anyway, the sun is shining, and of course my videos are for my soul group, my tribe. So those resonate with my message, and we're just different drummers. We're the system busters, right? The renegades here, empath sensitives, indigo warriors, starseeds, just beings of light. I really connect with spirit more with the matter, so that's kind of my story. And the life here never inspired me here, and not even in the United States, be honest with you. What happened with people, especially people in the military, right? That's another story. I mean, the guys there, their aura, energy field, the whole recruitment thing, and then of course studying all the agenda of those negative ones, and all the information that's being classified. So everything needs to be declassified. So ET disclosure, right? We're exposing all the wrongdoings. The shadow work. We do the shadow work, guys. It's not easy, and it takes time, and some people are choosing whatever they're choosing, but there's a split in consciousness for sure. You can see who is choosing what, and how people are expressing themselves, and what's their lifestyle. And they're also young people. I can see that the young generation, they know, there's some matrix going on, but they just want to make sure they go to work, they get their paycheck so they can pay their bill and pay their bills, right? and that's all they pretty much care about. And you know, you just kind of, you only have to, you can inspire people, right? So here, guys, really to empower you, inspire you. Just only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Okay, so again, going within. Oh, there's motorcycles here. So okay, anyway, going within into our heart. Breath, prana, chi energy. Oh, okay, good. The long, deep inhalations, long, deep exhalations, guys. And settle deep inside of your heart. So when you close your eyes, also feel the pineal gland. Friends, when I talk about decalcification of the pineal gland, opening your psychic abilities, your third eye, so you can see behind the veil. You can start seeing energies and work with archetypes. And being on the sun, being in nature, drinking distilled water, superfood, do some cleansing, energy hygiene, Epsom salt. And here we go. Invocation of the Violet Flame. Beloved and presence bright, Rami seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth violet fire to blaze and transmit all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Beloved and presence bright, round me seal your tip of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth violet fire to blaze and transmit all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Beloved and presence bright, round me seal your tip of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth violet fire to blaze and transmit all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the violet flame. Again, just imagine or feel the energy of the violet flame. You can see the color of purple, of violet, of magenta, encircling you, enveloping you, penetrating every cell or every part of your body. And here we talk about the inner alchemy, right? Transformation, transmutation of the negativity. We're sending that energy back to source. And that's how, when we open our heart, open our mind, we can bring the Christos Sophia consciousness back into our aura, into our energy field, into our body. And it's just filling up all the holes where the negativity was sitting, right? And that's how we can feel whole and complete. And raising the light quotient in our body, in our energy field, in our emotional body, mental body. Feeling, strengthening that inner core, that inner Christ, that inner self. Right? Just building that momentum each and every day. So that's the energy work that I do, or I've been doing for quite some time. So that's where you can then go to places and be around people and holding your core, being in your heart, being in your center, and just don't allowing anything to pull you, whether this direction, that direction, or if something annoys you. Through breath, through breathing, you can bring yourself back into the center. So that's the practice here. So let's do the violet flame. I'm a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. So that's for all of us who've been kind of struggling. I mean, the density, right? The negativity, the miasma, the karma, the cellular densities, right? Going through challenging time, challenging situations, guys. Really don't underestimate the power of that sacred violet flame, or connect to Ascended Master Saint Germain, right? Or Yeshua, Commander Sananda. Here we call him Jesus. Many people know him as Jesus. So calling upon angels, archangels, spirit guides, or ascension guides. Very important. I always connect to my galactic family, my star family, our star command, and so on. I have the book with me, so I'll show you again some of the pictures just to remind you guys this is how this is real multidimensional. This is no sci-fi. This is all real. The astral plane, the etheric plane, and time to awaken to all this, and just learning how to embody that in our everyday life, and how to work with all these energies, and how to be okay. So I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of wildfire. I am the purity God desires. So just feeling that energy, right, of freedom, of transformation, of joy. Of forgiveness, of liberation, of grace. Wherever we go, all is well. Amen. I was actually thinking about the Freedom Convoy in Canada, just transforming the energies there as well. I listened to the K-Love radio talking about the shortage of food, guys. So just take it easy, simplify your life, be in your heart, be in your center. Because we have to be ready, right? And we can only help others if we know how to help ourselves. That's not really being selfish. I mean, we're on a spiritual journey, so kind of anchoring the light within ourselves and in our community, in our environment, right? So then we can spread the light far and wide. And like even to Canada or Mexico, Europe, right? And imagine the entire planet enveloped of that energy of love, forgiveness, of peace, of freedom, of liberation, of joy, of divine grace. That's how we do the work vibrationally, energetically, right? It's not seen much, even though you can feel those who are intuitive, right? Empaths, you guys. You can then feel the shift, feel the energy, because only from within we can make the change, right? Be the change that you want to see in the world. And that change starts with us first. It starts with you, right? If you want to have peace, be the peace. If you want to be love. And that's why the whole thing, with relationships, right? People are just so eager to find a partner, to be with somebody, even though instead connect with your soul, with your true divine essence, and shine the light. And that's how you attract your divine partner, right? The divine partnership, sacred union, twin flame or twin ray. And either way it's fine. It's just watching couple of couples, partners. And I can see how some of them, like male or female, it doesn't matter, they're kind of struggling. And it just happens when you don't figure it out yourself first, right? That's why do the inner work, write things down, do some journaling, release that karma and that trauma from your cellular densities, right? Invoke that violet flame, breathe, go to nature. That's all about the Ascension protocol, chanting, japa mantra meditation, listening to solfeggio tones, right? And walking those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude each and every day, building the momentum, right? So then you can inspire others and be of service, guys. So, and for me, this is kind of innate, automatic, being the hermit or just being on my own. I just love it. But I can be a social butterfly. I can talk too much. And that's where people get kind of whether upset or offended because, I'm saying things, hey, we need to get out of that 3D matrix. And some people don't want to hear it. And that's okay. The quantum manifestation, right? Marina Jacobi, balancing our karma through nutrition, the food, the diet, extremely important. Organic fruits and vegetables. And just you read the ingredients, pure ingredients. Very important, of course, yoga. That's my passion, right? Even the military or the military industrial complex, right? Semper Fi, yogini, the union with the divine, yoga, 8 steps of yoga, virtues and ethics, right? The spiritual discipline for me is extremely important. And, instead of attacking and just blaming others, or just arguing and judging and all this criticism, is learn how to communicate. That's what is missing in those relationships or those partnerships. People don't know how to communicate with peace and with loving kindness, right? Because their emotions are being oppressed and then being mind controlled, right? Living in a box, this cardboard box, right? The draconian kind of environment, and the law, right? It's all being also upside down, perverted. Look at all the the Luciferian Satan is in those higher places, right? The high echelon, whether military, government, finances, economy, the medical industry, media, press, entertainment industry, school, entertainment, religion, guys, just name it, the entire infrastructure, right? I talk about the Project Paperclip, right? The Nazis came over here and infiltrated the entire infrastructure, and then treaties, with the negative ones, right? So let's, guys, this is the book, right? Those alien races, we talk about it, and it's just time to all these constellation, guys. We're not alone here in this universe. There's just so many planets and star systems and constellations, and even organizations or corporations, not only here in the physical plane, but remember, they're off-world colonies, and whether it was Mars and Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, guys, we are not alone here, and we're dealing with ETs, extraterrestrials, right? And with their highly advanced technology, and so these, I don't know whether these are the Anunnaki, and look at this, the cloning, guys, cloning factories. Underground military bases was underneath, I know, Long Island for sure, Alaska, Switzerland, right? I'm sure Israel, the proxy Israel. So differentiate what is artificial and what is natural, right? What is the natural ascension timeline? It means it feels good, joy, the soul essence, the divine matrix, okay? The purity, the expansion, and the growth and the evolution. And what is just really artificial, superficial, and devoid of that inner spirit, that inner Christus, right? It's devoid of soul, of that soul matrix. So that's why purification of the mind is extremely important, so you can differentiate all that. And let me see, the Dark Fleet, do I have it somewhere here? Oh, also, yeah, of course I've been dealing with these guys too, so. And there's nothing you can do, talk, you just have to be the Om primordial sound. That's what I invoke, what I'm saying? I am that I am Yogini. Galactic Codex, that's what I say. That would be nice to meet even somebody who studied the law, went to school of law. I don't know where there's a school of law and they learn universal laws or natural laws. The natural laws, very important one, to understand that, to learn that, to bring the divine justice, and to learn how to handle all the things that are coming up to the surface, right? All these injustices and the nefarious activities, the criminal activities of those, in high places, right? The authority, because there's abuse of power and authority in military. Oh my God, military and government, just name it, everywhere. So, and we need to correct all that, right? Bring everything right side up. Oh, that's what I also, so this kind of spacecraft, look at this triangle here. So all these abductions, it was allowed by the US government to abduct humans and do all kinds of experimentations, right? With DNA, hybridization, cloning. So this is nothing new under the sun, especially after World War II. Or if you want to go even interdimensionally, or timelines over timelines, the Atlantean timeline, guys, the Luciferian covenant, and all these things. But we have the good ETs here, okay, the peaceful ones, So, and also I talk about the telos, right, the inner earth. Let me see, I know that I just saw them somewhere, or from the Vega system. I connect to the Rishi sages of the Himalayan mountains. Okay. So this is the book. In her work. Oh, Telosians. Here we go. guys. So time to expand our consciousness, time to grow, because I can see that how this 3D matrix, the programming, the Coca-Cola, the fast food, people are screaming and shouting in their relationships, trying to pay bills and raise kids. People are not growing, evolving. Can you imagine also guys in the military, the trauma-based mind control? There's no growth. So the spiritual evolution is so important. It's to work on ourselves. That inner work, Ascension, extremely important. And you know, it takes time. Oh, the Merkaba. I talk about the Merkaba, guys. Right? Have that Merkaba around you, within you, for protection, and that's how you can travel with your consciousness. You can bilocate or trilocate, you know. As for Ascension is extremely important. And where are these people from Taygeta? Here, Taygeta, they have actually, look at that. It's all about sacred geometry. And with those negative ones, right, they're distorting the sacred codes, distorting the light codes, the sacred geometry, desecrating our DNA, our mind, our mental body, emotional body. They're even stealing the energy from our soul, siphoning that energy, because they're nothing but parasites, right? So anyway, I'm just kind of talking about it again and again, guys. It takes time. Love is everything. I mean, divine love, the pure love coming from source, from creator, from all that is. That's how we can, you know, ascend, transcend, raise the frequency vibration. So the fear, it's pretty much the virus. Because there are parasites, of course, and Morgellons, right? And you have these nanobots and so on. And remember, it's nothing but AI. The nanotechnology is run through AI. And remember, we are also quantum, bioquantum, crystal computers, right? So activating our DNA and embodying more of our soul essence while purifying our body, our emotional body, right? Releasing everything from that cellular densities. That's how we, you know, raise the frequency vibration, and the virus or, you know, the nanobots will not even have effect on us, because we're the creators, you know, we're co-creating with the divine. That's how we were designed, loving co-creation, right? Consciousness expansion. And but, you know, following or understanding the universal laws. So anyway, it's getting kind of busy here. Those guys on a motorcycle eating donuts, sugar. I mean, they're having fun. Coffee, right? Sugar. Anyway, I'm not criticizing, judging, but I would love to have some kind of Ayurveda community, you know, with Ayurvedic restaurants and healing centers, sound bath therapy, just like in New York. You know, guided to go to New York, so looking for some contacts, connections. So that's kind of where I am. And let me see. Oh, check the New Earth jurisdiction. Okay, yanakalai.com, right? Let me see. I'm not going to read anything from it today, but I just wanted to talk about how important it is to love yourself, to raise the frequency vibration, to believe in yourself, raise the light quotient, you know, well, know that all is well. The self-esteem, the self-confidence, you know, self-worth is extremely important in those times. You know, guys, somebody needs to do the work. Somebody needs to really work on that inner self, right? Strengthening that inner core soul self, extremely important, and speaking our truth. You know, this is how we feel, this is how we see things. And of course, people won't like it, people will attack, people say all kinds of things, and that's okay. But here's also the protocol on building self-esteem. It's from Lisa Rainey. Actually, it's from Nathan Brandon. Living consciously, right? Being mindful, very important. Self-acceptance, guys, so important to accept yourself, especially, you know, in places or where you're around people, they're not accepting you. Simply, you don't fit in. So don't be discouraged. Trust. Believe in yourself. Love yourself. But of course, we have to be responsible, right? Very important. Responsible for our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. We have to watch our mind. What are we projecting out there? Remember, we were programmed, right? And especially the subconscious mind is full of programs. So that needs to be released. We need to rewire our subconscious mind. So positive affirmations, very important, right? You can find some of positive affirmations on YouTube. All kinds of YouTube channels are there. Also on my website, I Am Affirmations. So yeah, it's a constant work, rewiring and deprogramming and raising the frequency vibration, the light quotient. And I know it takes time and costs some money. So self-assertiveness, right? Speaking our truth. Sometimes we have to say enough is enough, guys. Don't talk about me like that. Enough criticism and judgment. That's sometimes you have to say, hey, this is your perception. This is how you perceive things, world. This is how you perceive me. It has actually nothing to do with me. Okay, so that's how you can, kind of harmonize those energies or make it easier on yourself. People can say whatever they want to say, right? But sometimes I'm say, hey, enough is enough, guys. Check your perceptions. It means if people are running, they're on automatic pilot, right? It means their consciousness is hijacked. It's called black magic, witchcrafting. Yeah. And what is happening in those higher places, all this pedophilia, sodomy, right? Vatican, and talk about the unholy trinity, right? DC, Washington, and the finances, London, Great Britain. Guys, living purposefully. What is your purpose? What is your story here? What is your mission? Why did you come here to this planet? Who are you? Writing things down, also very important, right? Just kind of so you can embody those energies. You can anchor your soul. You can anchor your true divine essence here on this plane of existence. Yeah, and it's, again, it takes time. So you just you build that platform of your soul group, right? And of your mission, your hologram, and living in integrity, right? So it means what you're saying also, your actions should reflect on that. Everything is reflection, actually. Everything is a mirror, right? And understanding the universal laws, like the law of cause and effect, what goes around comes around, and the golden rule is extremely important. How do you want to be treated? Right? That's it's also how you treat others, right? And if there's too much judgment, criticism, pull yourself out of that environment, or say, hey guys, enough is enough. I love myself. I know who I am. Maybe it's time for you guys to meditate and start doing the inner work. Again, you can only inspire people. You cannot change other people. You can only change yourself. Right? And that's what I did. I had to stop communicating with my DNA family. I know there was lots of black magic, witchcrafting, and just mind control, even from Eastern Europe, right? Communism. And then coming over here, the whole military thing, and, being a babysitter, au pair, and just watching those families here. I mean, what in the world happened here in this continent, in the West? And then I was just digging in, and all these treaties, and mind controlled, and Project Paperclip, and all this planetary corporation, and the MK Ultra, and super soldiers, and I didn't know anything about the Marine Corps. I don't come from military countries, so it's all expanding our consciousness, education, self-study, and self-discipline and moderation, walking the middle path, the yellow brick road, guys. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, mastering ourselves, mastering our energy is very important, and how to have a peaceful and fulfilling life, right? That's where we are heading. That's the next octave. I talk about the soul connection, consciousness expansion, but we have to transform, transmute that negative ego. Very important. So, yeah. respect yourself if you want others to respect you, right? That's how it goes, guys. So this is all for today. Hope I inspired you. Going to the beach for a little bit, right? The sunshine, the weather is a little bit, there's cloudy, but then the sun is shining, so it's changing, right? I'm sure we're in a big change shift. See how the Canada, the borders, how that is all going to unfold. So we have to pray, meditate, stay in our core, and wish everybody the best. Many blessings and namaste. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.